Hey, yo, everybody, what it is, it's me again. You can't get rid of me no matter how hard you try. This is Split Second, the show where we talk about watches, and I crack wise more often than not, but hey, you know what? Honestly, it's like 100, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So it's like, choke it, and one of those is gonna land, right? Okay, so anyway, yeah, you know what? This is as usual, just going off the rails, and and let's just go ahead and do the thing with the boom, doom, 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 do it. Okay, so yeah, I did the whole thing where I kind of hummed or mumbled or whatever and you go ahead and do like German Oompa Loompas, Oompa music, polka. That's what I'm talking about. Why, though? Why? Well, I'll tell you why. But before proceeding, let's just go ahead as usual and do our wrist shakaroonie. I'm wearing my Tandorio blue Flieger thing. This does not have a model name, but whatever. It's bronze, it's a Flieger, and I'm wearing it, and there's a video on it over here in the thing. Go watch that if you haven't, but only after you've watched this, because you know we need the watch time on this. We need that sweet watch time. But anyway, not here to talk to you about this guy. The reason for the traditional German music in the beginning, in the intro thing, is because today we are here to talk to you about this watch right here. It is the Laco Squad Curacao. It is a limited edition diver. There are a few different color variants of this, and you know it's. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it anyway, even though it's kind of hard to. It's a watch that's kind of hard to get, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway because the base model. But you can get this. You can get it, and honestly, it's pretty much the specs are right around the same place, and yeah, let's just go ahead and dive right into this because this is a very interesting watch. It's a diver from a pilot watch company. I mean, what's up with that, right? Right? You know, that's crazy. It's some craziness in here. But honestly, it's not that bad. It's not that far off. And you know, Laco is a watchmaker with tons of history. You know, they go back to 1925, I believe it is. They're one of the 5 original pilot watch companies from Germany back in WW2. They were commissioned by the Luftwaffe to produce watches for German pilots. The other 4 companies being Alanga und Sonne, IWC, Wempe, Stover, und Bex? Yeah. Unbex! Yeah, you know what? It is my promise to you that whenever I feature a German brand on this channel, I will do that gag. Guaranteed, 100%, it's never gonna get old. Alright, so yeah, but really, it is so interesting to have a diver from a pilot watch company, a watch company, a watchmaker that's known for pilot watches. And this thing is really solidly built. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started with just giving you the facts here. So what we have is a 316L stainless steel case, bracelet, bezel, crown, etc. Right? The bezel, it's actually my very first encounter with a 60 click bezel, and that is just really, it's odd to me because every dive watch I've ever owned or handled has been 120 clicks, and this is just, it's so weird. But it's not bad weird. It's just feels a lot more robust. You can really just listen to that. And I probably didn't have to get it all the way up to the microphone, but it is just really responsive, very little play. And you know you're working this thing, right? It's very tactile, it's very interactive. I really like it, you know. I don't know if all 60 click bezels are like this, or if it's just that this one has some really positive action to it, but I'm really into this. Now, the bezel insert is it's a matte ceramic. So covering the dial we have a sapphire crystal, which is really neat because sapphire provides for scratch resistance. You got to be careful with sapphire. You know, you hit it in exactly the wrong way and it will shatter, but it does provide great scratch resistance. Now, the dial is an awesome color. You have at 3, 6, and 9, you have those the traditional kind of rectangles going on here, right? At 12, you have a kind of double rectangle going on. It's like, I think I've called them beaver's teeth in the past, and they're longer than the others. So everywhere else you have Arabics. You have 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 10, 11. Laco at 12 under those beaver's teeth. Above the 6, you have the words automatic and 20 atmospheres, which is, you know, the water resistance of this guy. At either side of the 6 o'clock index, you have the words made in Germany. Now that's interesting, and probably something I'm going to get into in a different video. Let's just say the Germans don't have as strict a guideline as the Swiss do for putting made in on their stuff, apparently. Oh, really interesting, sorry, I forgot to mention, you do have full indexes here. You normally see a truncated 3 o'clock to accommodate the date window, but that's not the case here. Date window does have just a little bit of a beveling of a chamfer to it, which is very subtle to the naked eye, but it's a pleasant little detail to find. Just behind those Arabics, you do have another little square index, and anything that's not an Arabic on this dial is loomed. So all of these little guys here, and then the bigger guys at the 4 cardinal points, those are all loomed. You have sword hands, which also have loom. A red seconds hand, which helps for visibility, with a loom, lollipop loom type deal, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, just you know, it's a very clean dial, but also just that color though, it is awesome. Now that dial, it does sit within, like I said, a 316L stainless steel case. Does feature vertical brushing on the mid case, vertical brushing also on the top of the lugs, no chamfer. The bracelet also has vertical brushing throughout. It is what I have come to affectionately call a single 3-link. So it's like looking like it's a 3-link, but it's actually 1, but it's probably actually 3, but it behaves as 1, whatever. This bracelet is secured with push pins. The clasp is a fully milled scissor clasp. So you have a milled outer, you have a milled scissor, you also have a diver's extension, which is really neat, and 4 levels of micro adjust here. Behind the dial, this watch is powered by a Miyota 821A movement. Now, the Miyota 8000 series gets a lot of flack, particularly from yours truly, because number 1, it's unidirectionally rotating, which is really annoying. It's spinning! And it'll go on like that forever. But also, the Miyota 8000 series gets a lot of flack because it doesn't hack. This version of it does feature hacking. So if you unscrew that crown, that screw down crown, and you pull it to the second position, that second hand stops. You put it back in, and there she goes. So overall, you know, you have really nice finishing. You have some Geneva striping on the plates there. You have a skeletonized rotor. So it's a nice movement to look at, all in all. It's just soothing. And you can hear that rotor going. It doesn't even have to be like dead quiet. You can hear it. If there's very little background noise, you can hear that. And it's annoying. Getting ahead of myself in the things that I wish were different, but really things I don't like, but whatever. You have a signed clasp and a signed screw down crown. In terms of measurements, we have a 42 millimeter on the button case. Lug to lug is 47.5. Thickness is 12.3. This is a relatively thin watch, and that is thanks to that Miyota movement, which, you know, I have mixed feelings about this movement. You'll see more about that in the things I wish were different. Lug width is 20 millimeters, which is really interesting for a 42 millimeter watch. You are able to find different straps that fit this, but it's really odd. It's an odd pairing. Let's just put it that way. You normally with a 42, you have 22 millimeter straps, so you get an extra millimeter here and here, but it's interesting to see a 20 paired with a 42. A bracelet does taper from 20 down to 18 and back up to 22 at the clasp itself. And there it is on wrist. And one thing that I do like about this, it has a very, very nice fit. The lugs, they do have this good downturn to them, right? They have a nice curvature to them, which means it hugs the wrist nicely. I do have a 7.5-inch wrist for your reference. And, you know, for me personally, that 42 millimeters is a sweet spot in terms of sizing. You know, I can wear a 40 or smaller, and I don't take any issue with that. And I can wear a larger watch too. I own watches up to 45, right? But 42 is just, I think that's my sweet spot right there. And this, I think it proves it, you know. There's no overhang. The watch sits nicely. It fits well. I do have a rather flat wrist as well. But yeah, again, 7.5 inches for your reference. This is more or less what it might look like for you. It's just, in spite of my complaints that you're going to hear a little bit about later on about the articulation in the bracelet, it is actually really comfortable. But yeah, overall, this thing is very solidly constructed. Only minor gripes about the movement. Now, things that I like. Well, first of all, this thing is very solidly built. The design of it is great. Some people think that if you've seen one diver, you've seen all of them. But this is actually a really interesting take on a design that can kind of get old, you know. These longer indexes here, just the color of the dial. I like it. I like it. I really do. I like the fact that it has these crown guards here. Screw down crown, the water resistance. This is a very useful dive watch in every regard of the word. But not only that, it does have some very visually attractive design elements to it. Plus, you're getting a watch from a brand with nearly a century of watchmaking experience. That's not something you come across every single day. Another thing that I like and I don't usually talk about is the packaging. So normally I don't talk about the packaging because, you know, it's either one flavor or another of cardboard, etc. But in this case, it does have a slightly more premium feel without going overboard. You know, sometimes you have packaging where it's like this piano gloss and the whole, and it's like, man, you put a lot of money into something that's going to go into storage. In this case, they went the extra mile. This isn't, you know, just your flimsy little paper outer sleeve. It has substance to it, right? The actual watch box itself, it does have some padding to it. Nice little pillow here. You get your warranty card. Garantiekarte! Yeah, I'm going to make a separate video where I read all the German because aside from the warranty card or the Garantiekarte, every time I speak German, I'm going to speak it like that. Even though I don't know any German and I have no business speaking it, whenever I see something in German, I'm going to Garantiekarte! But aside from that, you have these little booklets which have more information on this particular, you know, limited edition line, but also a user manual with operating instructions. Bedienungsanleitung. Very minimal extras with this, but you don't need a whole lot of extras. I just wanted to make a mention of the box itself. You know, it's what you would expect and what you would want from a watch in this price range. So if you go to the Laco website, you're going to see that these watches, they retail for around $900. And this is what you expect, right? Nothing too over the top where you're wondering just how much money went into that and how much actually went into your watch. But a little bit like a step above the just cardboard box with the paper outer sleeve, right? What do I wish were different? When I talk about the things that I wish were different, make it clear, these are like the only things that bother me, and I otherwise really enjoy the watch. Number one, the bracelets. I prefer more articulation rather than less. Really not a fan of that. Just that single 3-link. It's just, what purpose does it serve? You know, I would rather have those 2 points of articulation to have the bracelet fit a lot better. The other thing is that miyota movement. You know, it's that this one has hacking, but hey, that unidirectional rotating is just ugh. Now, the other thing that's kind of meh is the loom. The loom is okay. It has a great initial burst, but it does kind of degrade over time at a rate quicker than what you might want. The loom is a C. It's a C minus for me. But then again, I am a certified hashtag loom fiend. That's it for me. But what are your thoughts on this Laco? I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments down below. Just a friendly reminder, I am looking to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Just, anything that you can do. Just share this on your socials. Just hashtag dumpster fire, huh? Let's hashtag horological dumpster fire. Let's start that to get this channel trending, huh? I'll put it down here. Hashtag horological dumpster fire. No, but seriously, you guys are great, and I think I've sorted out what I'm going to be giving away at the end of the year. I'm kind of seeing what I can do. I also want to see if I can get a sponsor, because that would be great. That way I don't have to give away anything from my personal collection. Yeah, as soon as I have that squared away, I will do an announcement. I am kind of working on something for if we hit 500 subscribers. In the meantime, maybe I'll announce it, maybe not. It depends on how you guys behave yourselves. But this is running long again. Do the things: like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell so you're notified whenever I publish a new video. Share this with a friend, or share this with an enemy. Whatever gets you sharing this video. I've done this long enough. Stay safe, mask up, be kind to each other, huh? Because life can change. Ha! Life can change. Life can change. In a split second. Whoa! You made it all the way to the end of the video? Really? That's amazing. Even I don't make it all the way to the end of the video. Well, if you like what you saw, click here for another video and click here to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to ring that bell so you're notified whenever I publish a new video. Thanks for watching.